number of suggestions in King, some quite far-reaching, including in relation to independent directors and a number of others, even the establishment of certain committees, including Social and Ethics Committee. And smaller companies, or let me call it unlisted companies at least, would say to you, well, this is quite daunting and we are not sure whether it is necessary. Is King a report which has got an all or nothing approach? Is it one of those things where you should apply it in toto, or is it possible to deal with it on a case-by-case basis where it is applicable? Maybe just for smaller companies or those companies, give some input into what the thinking behind that would be.
Thanks, Jac. I think this is probably the aspect in King 4 that I'm most passionate about, and that's the fact that we're trying to convey an understanding of the fundamentals of corporate governance and what we're trying to achieve through it. So if you're asking if it's an all or nothing approach, I think it's yes and no. The reason I'm saying yes is because the way that we phrase the principles, and the reason why there are now 16 plus 1 principles and not 75 principles, is that we were very careful in how we phrased the principles. We said, well, what are the issues that are absolutely fundamental to good corporate governance? And here we looked at it not from the perspective of the practices that you need to introduce, but rather what you're trying to achieve through the practices. So just to get back to the discussion around box ticking, you know, if you apply practices without being mindful of what you're trying to achieve through them, that is box ticking. So if you have a board charter because King 4 says you need to have a board charter, and you tick that box, and you don't give consideration to the value of that board charter, whether it assists your board to operate more effectively, whether it provides role clarity, those sorts of things, then it's box ticking. And so we're trying to put the emphasis on quality of governance rather than quantity of practices. And so as far as the principles are concerned, because of the way that we phrase them, we feel that that's pretty much fundamental, and we cannot see how there can be too much of an argument of I'm not applying this.